Hey everyone, my name is Jeremy and I wanted to update you on my progress with my second book and share some of the mistakes that I am making or have identified that I've made and I'm course correcting as we speak. So a few weeks ago, if not a month or two ago, I did a video on me working on my second book. My first book, A Gift of Peace and Purpose, A Survivor's Journey, I published through BookBaby, which I strongly recommend. They're phenomenal based on my experience. And with my second book, I wanted to take a more strategic approach to ensure that I got everything that I needed done in a timely manner, and also to ensure that what people took away from the book was exactly what I wanted them to take away from the book. Um, my book is more of my first book is more of a reflection of what I've been through and best practices or guidance on how to live a more peaceful and meaningful life and identifying your purpose in life. So it wasn't a book that I wanted readers to just read all the way through and not apply what was in there. So with me getting feedback from those who have read my book, I'm now understanding how to shape my second book, which is a point that I wanted to make. Make sure that even if you haven't written a book, that you ask close people or people who you don't know, get a good idea of what people have already read about the subject that you're writing about and some of the things that they liked and didn't like, and then put your own flavor onto it. You don't want to just write a book and not know where it's going to fit as far as the niche is concerned within whichever genre that you're trying to write in. Hope that makes sense. Balance is super important. So right now I am in graduate school again, and I just took on a new role, so I'm learning that on top of just being a normal human being. So I'm doing multiple things at once. So it's really important that you carve out and dedicate time to writing a page or writing your outline or whatever is necessary for your book, doing research, making sure that you're budgeting for your book because that's super important. You need to have the money to market your book, buy book copies, get editing done, do your book cover, so on and so forth. So just make sure that you dedicate time. Don't overload yourself because then that will really impact the effectiveness of your book. And I don't want you to get demotivated by not being able to balance everything that you're doing. I've been balancing stuff like this for the past couple of years, so it's kind of been my norm. I honestly don't know what to do if I didn't have so much that I was balancing at one time. But again, do what's best for you based on how much you can balance. Let's see. So know your objectives and know what motivates you. What's motivating me to do this book is I know that there are people, or this second book, is that there are people out there who want to know how to quiet their minds, as my book is about love and meditation. And then also love of self and love of others and being able to work through trauma and just the chaos of life. So my motivation is that I've seen family members go through, and myself, I've experienced, go through certain things. And I feel that because people aren't aware of how to quiet their minds through grounding exercises and meditation, and because people haven't defined what love is, that we go through the things that we go through. So because I don't want people to go through that, and I want a resource to be available for it, that's why I'm writing this book to put it out there. And that's what's motivating me. That's what's driving me. So make sure that you know what your motivation is. I talked about having a core group of people that you trust, but I'll highlight that again. When you're writing hopefully you're doing an outline first, and then you're adding bits and pieces to that outline because you want a core group of people that you can trust that's gonna have the bandwidth, the motivation, the support, and the good intentions to give you honest and raw feedback about your book. So for example, I have someone who I consider to be a sister who I will shoot her over a portion of my book and ask for her raw and honest feedback, and she'll give it to me. She'll dedicate that time to me because she knows it's important to me. I identify that there are certain friends who may not have the ability to balance everything that they're doing, so I wouldn't necessarily consider them to be a part of my support group for my book. They are a support group for me in general, but not necessarily for my book. So again, make sure that you know people and have people that you can trust to give you that raw, honest feedback. Don't be afraid to take a break and come back to it. It's baby steps. So even if you dedicate an hour per week on Saturday or Sunday or after work or after church or after whatever to your book, 1 hour per week adds up. You'll eventually have 52 hours of time dedicated to your book versus procrastinating and not doing anything for your book. So just baby steps, even if it's just a sentence, even if it's just the outline, even if it's just a paragraph, baby step your way to completing your book, and eventually your book will be done. So I think that's everything that I wanted to talk about in this book. I can't stress the importance of making sure that you have balance, because especially if the book is very emotional and draining, you don't want to not have the capacity to pour into your book, because essentially what you pour into your book is what your readers are going to read, and they're going to feel that energy. So make sure that you have balance, make sure that you're not stretching yourself thin, and find your motivation to drive you through it and baby step your way to success. I hope that this has helped you with understanding the importance of having the support system, knowing your motivations, knowing your goals, having your outline, and baby stepping your way to success in writing your book as a new author. Have a great day. Hope that this helps.